Alright, welcome to the tutorial. I've recorded a bunch before this and it all fucked up, so I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial. Step 1, background. Step 2, shadowing on top, lighter on the outside, darker on the inside, which is good. And then you want to make, the outline that I'm going to send you is going to be of where the bricks are going to go. So they're going to be like that, so it's a wall going inwards. And guy's head's going to be here. Blah! Don't worry about him. So you're not going to have to animate all the stuff that's like around this guy's head, really, because his head's going to be blocking it. So you don't have to animate the bricks there. Alright, so outline of the bricks here. That's all well and good. So that's the original first frame that we're going to have, basically. Alright, so what I want you to do is create a group. And you want to take, we're just going to focus on the right side right now. You want to take this, copy it, get into the group, and, oh, is that in the group? Put that in the group. Create as many of those as there are frames that we're going to have, which we're going to have 9. 9, yep. Take those, put them at the same spot. There we go, just snaps in like that. So you got 10 of those. And we very much need 10 of them. I mean, not, 9 of those, sorry. Alright, so now that we've got 9 of those, we want to start by dividing one of these bricks up into as many frames as we have. So we have 9 frames. We're going to divide this brick up into 9 pieces with, 9 lines within this brick. That's going to be our guide for how we're going to do the frames. So we want to keep that at a low opacity, that guide. Go on to the first, we'll get rid of all these first. And that. So this is the first frame. And what we're going to do is we're just going to draw one line. Oh, I can't use white. We're going to draw one line on each of these bricks. And I'd say just do it layer by layer just so you don't forget anything. And you sort of have to make an informed judgment on where you want to put the lines, because you want to fit those 9 frames in every single brick. So for longer bricks, the lines are going to be bigger to take up all the space. And in smaller bricks, the lines are going to be smaller because there's not as much space to do those 9 frames. So just use your sort of human intelligence to get all the way there. So we're just doing lines on every single one of these. Just like so. And when you're doing lines on the side like this, just put lines wherever you assume the bricks are going to come in. So just keep doing lines like this. There's really not much to this technique. It's very self-explanatory, just lines and lines and lines. So for this laborious process of doing a fuck ton of lines, it's like I'm talking about cocaine, you're only going to have to draw these 9 frames. That's all the frames that you have to do. And then we're going to get you to do the colors for the bricks. Each individual brick, which is pretty simple as well. It's just another slightly labor-intensive process, but it's not too bad because it's all really simple once you get the hang of it. So we're just doing lines in every one of these bricks. My wrist is starting to hurt. That's fine. Couple more layers. Couple more layers and we'll be bloody right as rain, mate. And each layer that you're doing is going on top of each of these copied guidelines. You don't have to make a separate layer for it. So, well, yeah. So if we get rid of the original, this is the new one. So you can see it goes bam, 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 bam. So that's a frame. All right, so you're basically going to be, first you're going to be doing that on all of these until you reach the final one, which will be the last it'll be the last half opacity line on your original guideline. So you're doing, just to reiterate, I'll just make a new layer example. You're doing frames all the way on every single brick until you get to the last one and you stop here. And that's that. So let's pretend that that's where we're at now. So we've done the lines for every single brick and we're on the 10th frame. We're on the last frame. Now what you'd want to do is, we're just going to get rid of the baseline. We're going to copy, so we're going to go back to the first frame that we made. Not the, anyway, we're just going to go back to the first frame. You're going to do this for all the frames. We're going to go back to the first one, copy it, paste it, put it back where it should be. So it's there, nice and simple. And on the bottom layer, you're basically going to decide what pattern you're going to have for the bricks. So I'm just going to explain this really quickly. With my original animation that I based this, like I'm basing this off, to cut back on effort, we're only doing patterns on the walls. So with this method, you see how with every wall, let's just make a new layer. You see there's white brick here, brown brick here, brown. So it's like white, black, white, black, white, black, and this is just black, 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 white, 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 white. So they're all, on each individual row, they're all in patterns. This is really important because this means we don't have to animate every single brick for multiple different, like if we did it the other way where we're animating each individual brick and all of these are just like different textures and different colors, we'd have to animate like 60 or 100 frames of those bricks, all with each of these random patterns going all the way this way until they disappear, and then eventually new ones have to come and take their place infinitely. So this way we only have to do 1 or 2 little rungs of bricks in order for it to appear like it's moving. So if I just show you the original animation, oops, that's a picture. Oh, yeah, there we go. So you can see that it's all just the exact same brick moving one way. And it looks good. That looks fine. That's fine for me. It's going to have a bunch of texture on it. It's going to be dark. It's only going to be for a few seconds. It's kind of hard to notice, especially if both of these walls are different textures. Different patterns. So this wall will be one pattern, this wall will be another pattern instead of them being the same pattern. It'll look good. So that's what we're doing. So if we go back to the original, so what you've done is you've taken the first frame that you've made, copied it, put it in the same location, and then going to the bottom one, and here we're going to be deciding what pattern we want to use on the bricks. So each layer of the bricks is going to be its own unique pattern. So let's just start experimenting. Let's get some light colors. Just one line of this. Let's use it, and you can use a few of the same patterns. So we're going to do a couple like that. Maybe one more up here. So these are all just straight lines. And then we're going to go to a darker color and do a pattern like that on a couple. Oh, I hate it when, right, I forgot to, yeah. So what I forgot to do there is I forgot to add lines for a brick here. So you really have to do a couple more lines into this forbidden area. You have to do a couple of bricks in that way just so that the paint bucket doesn't spill all the way out like this. Anyway, I'm just doing this for demonstration. Let's take some more darker colors. Do like, no, that's too dark. Do like that. Do like this, you know what I mean? And then take this one and do it like that. And let's go really dark and do a line of these. That looks silly. Let's do a line of, oops. How did I do that? Take a line of that and just, I'm not doing that. No. Yeah. Do a line of those and maybe a couple there and then a couple up here. Just make sure that every single layer that you do is a pattern that can be repeated after one, like, how do you call it? Not rotation, but one. So once we're animating this brick, go over to here, and then we're going to add this brick, animate this brick going over to here, which means that this original color is going to end up here, and it's just going to keep repeating. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. But yeah, just with the coloring, just make sure that every single layer is the same, is a pattern of its own that can be repeated. So it's only like a one space pattern. Yeah, so we're going to actually do a layer below this and just do one big solid color like that. We're just going to fill it like so, just so everything has a color behind it. Might actually do it darker, a bit lighter, a bit darker. That's fine. Alright, so that's your first colored layer. We're gonna combine those two, and always make sure that you've got two separate layers for this. So you've got the colored one and then the lines, because we still need the lines. We're actually going to need double those amount of lines, but we can just copy and paste all of them. So say, imagine you've just made 10 of those, so each frame going all the way to the end of your guideline. You've made all of those frames, and what you'd have to do is copy all those lines, paste them, put them in a different group, and that'll be the next brick going across. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Alright, so you've done your first color. And you'd basically rinse and repeat that with the next lines going across. So I'll just show you what I mean by that. Why has everything changed color? I don't understand. Anyway, alright, so we're just going to take, this is the layer that we just did, and we're going to bring back the next, this is just the next frame that we did. Remember when we copy and pasted 9 of those back layers? We're going to go on the next frame. So this is the first one that we did. This is the next one. We're actually going to keep this here. We're going to bring back our practice guideline. So those are the lines of the guideline. And then we're going to do the next frame. So this is on the next frame layer. And we're just going to follow the next, ooh, it's the wrong color. We're going to follow the next line on every single brick. You see what I mean? So you can just skip through all of this. Alright, so I've just about finished the next row of bricks. I'm just adding a few more here so I can actually paint bucket in here when I'm done. Jesus. that's about right. And do it better than I'm doing now. I'm just doing an example. So get rid of any years that you see and such. All right, so this was the first frame we did. Then we've just done this one. So all of that has progressed to the next frame of the animation. And then, like I said before, copy it, paste it, bring it back to where it should be, which is there. On the bottom layer, you want to bring back the color layer that you just did before and begin copying this structure. So take that color and just start. So this, you're on the bottom of the new frame that you're doing. So take the colors that are in all of these and just start pasting it in. And you'll know that you're done when the double line, leaves. So just make sure you're repeating the pattern. So take this color like that, and then take this color like that, and there as well. And yeah, just make sure that you get rid of every single double line, because you're pasting over that double line. You're just using it as a guideline. And just paste the paint bucket into every single blank space. Take the color, paste, 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 paste. Take the color. Pretty sure those were the same color. Paste, 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 paste. Take the color, paste, paste. Oh, there's a lot of these that are the same, so just paste all of them. Take the color, paste, 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 paste them alone. Get in there. That one and that one are the same. That one and that one and that one are the same. And look for some more double lines. Take that color, paste, 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 paste. And finally, take this color, paste, paste. So you've just created your second frame. So you see we've gone from that to that. And trust me, when this is all done, it'll look wonderful. It looks really, really good. I know it looks not like much right now. And it seems like, oh, couldn't you just take a giant wall and just start pulling it backwards? Could do that, but it wouldn't look nearly as good. But yeah, just keep doing that for as many frames as you have, which in this case is 9. So do that for 9 frames and make sure to always have these 2 layers separate. So you've got the color and you've got the color, the colored one, and you've got the lined one. Make sure to always keep them separate because we need this one again when we're doing the next set of bricks, which we have to color in as well. But I'll talk to you about that when we get there. So just finish those 9 frames and that should be right as rain, really. The only other thing is you see how even when I have both of these layers, there's a little bit of like space in between all of these lines where the color doesn't seem to come in. To fix that, I would take the most common color, like that one. I would just make a new layer beneath the color layer and just draw a box with that color that you just grabbed around all the bricks that currently exist, and then just make sure you get it beneath here, and I'll show you what to do if you accidentally get a little bit over, and then just fill. So you see, looks pretty shoddy here, you fill it, and that's all perfect. That all looks way more professional. And if it goes over, just bring out the eraser, get rid of it. So yep, that's basically it, and then you can combine those 2 color layers, but never combine the line layer and the color layer because we need the line layer. So yep, 2 layers for each frame. It's pretty simple. It doesn't take too long. It's just labor intensive. So do that all the way to the 9th layer when it's finished, and just let me know from there and I'll tell you what to do from there. Thank you.